This is Justin on Tuesday, October 25th, 2022, looking at SPX. I'm zoomed out looking at Monday and Tuesday, and I guess I didn't realize I didn't hit the upload button on Monday's video. So I did do that yesterday, but just checked, didn't see it was uploaded. So it's uploaded now, and I'm doing this one moments later. So tonight you get two videos, the one I just uploaded from last night and now this one. So more of the same. We had another bull candle on the daily. The RSI was low, and that was a great time to be buying, even into the close yesterday because, yeah, we bounced and then really only a couple opportunities to be buying. This was an amazing 10 EMA setup. It was a bear candle closing above the 10. Triggered on the very next candle. Let me zoom in on just today. So triggered on the very next candle, bullish engulfing, hammer. Still had an opportunity to buy on this candle, depending on the option, and then you get that candle. So this was really breaking out of this whole range. We were kind of stuck in for the last couple, I was gonna say a couple hours, but was it even that long? Last hour of yesterday. So that got moving. And then there were some more opportunities to be buying all through this, more bull candle, bear candles closing above the 10, and just kept moving on up. So we got back into these green lines. We're going to look back. So kind of want to take the fib off. I'm going to turn off the right extension for right now. There you go. So it's way back to just like stuff that day, but it was working for a while. So I'm going to turn that off, and we're just going to go with these older lines. So we're back into this resistance. We had this strong level back here that was acting as some resistance over here. That's kind of the next target along with the 100 simple. If we keep moving up, if we can get some sort of a rest and move back down a little bit and then keep moving up, I think the bulls are really here from this, from where we're at. We're we're still coming out of this this bigger move down, this double bottom. Um, this could be seen as a pivot, and we just broke above that with this candle. So one thought is we could just rest here for a couple days, maybe let the 21 come back up, and then have a bigger bounce. We really need to stay below this pivot. This was a significant gap. So those are kind of the next lines through here that we would need to stay below, and could definitely roll over from if we can even get that high. Last time we had, 3 bull candles in a row was this. We had 4 here. After each of those times, we had a bigger move down that took out the low. Bigger move down, took out the low. If we do some sort of gap down, I'm not saying it's going to take out the low, but I think we need to get higher before we come back down and take out the low. This looks like the bulls have been outpacing the bears. The last move the bears had was these 3 candles. Now we made 3 bull candle um, moves, and we totally took out that level. So that's what I'm saying. We could, no, this is getting messy. If we come back to the 21, that's a retest of this level. It's a retest of this island reversal. It makes a lot of sense to, after 3 bull days, not quite, maybe some people are going to be taking profits before we get to the 100, take profits in here, pull back a little bit, let the 21 come in, and then, get a bigger bounce back up, maybe. But that still means some bearishness is going to come in at some point. It doesn't look like it right now. We are staying really healthily above the 10 on the 3-minute. We keep having these midday drops below. The RSI gets low, and they're buying opportunities. Like, look at this hammer right here. Nice buying opportunity, kind of bookended. Some bear candles with like a falling 2 here, but yeah, some really small candles here that just kept getting bought up. Like, these need, at some point, these bull candles need to be taken out. Yes, this one was. Yes, these were. But I mean, taken out and then roll back down. And so far, we just keep retesting back into previous levels and then bouncing off of them. So, the green line is kind of case in point. You could say that, this was more of like a triangle through here. Obviously, pushing up a little bit higher each time, pushed up and pushed on through. And then we did an S curve right back to kind of the apex of that triangle. So I'm not really seeing a clean triangle over in here, like maybe that, but it's not it's not something like, and I know I just drew that differently. It's not something like this where it's like, okay, clearly higher lows, clearly relative highs, slightly higher highs. So anyway, being bullish until that stops working. On the 3850 call, this is what I was looking at. This was that bear candle. It's a high wave candle here. It's a dollar range, 4x3. I don't suggest buying 4x3 because the next candle actually hit the same three low. Could have been stopped out there. So if you set it up to buy at three, I'm sorry, buy at four, stop at three, actually could have been stopped out. Let's try and buy midway back into this candle, which would be buying at 350. So, wait for this candle to clear above this one and then set it up 350. 350 was the low of this candle. I don't know if that would have filled. Probably not. So if that's the case, probably could have missed this whole move. If you're watching it, great. On this candle or after this one closes, set up the 4x3, and then you shouldn't have gotten stopped out at when this pulls back. But that's just too aggressive to be buying 4x3 on the option here. Looking for the breakout. Like, I'm not sure how the candle played out. If it went down first, then up, or up, then back down, and then back up, to close bullish. But there's an opportunity, there was a chance that it could have been stopped out at three if that actually happened first. If you missed that, you had a lot of opportunities with the more bear candles later, buying off the 10. Really, this big move needed a rest. Okay, so wait for it to come back into the 10. Buying off the 10 just worked. All these lows through here line up really nicely with these flat lows through here. That would have been buying at 6, stopped out at 5, and that just kept working. Buy at 6, flip it out at 8, buy at 6, flip it out at 8, buy at 6, flip it out at 8. Just kept working until it didn't over here. Or you could have gotten in on a bear candle and then a bull candle closing above it and then get it on the retest. So the first one would have been this one. So this candle doesn't close above it, or not close above, but move above. So this one does get it on a retest. So that's, looking for a low after 915. So let's see what low we can get after 915. So 915 was this candle here. Yeah, so you're still looking to buy at 6. That maybe you would have filled, probably not right at the $6 price, but that would have been great. So this is what I'm saying, like, look for a pullback into the candle range. And if these candles are too large, obviously you don't want to be buying with, a breakout above it and a stop below it. That's not a dollar risk, but go out a little bit to another option and see if that's got the setup. And then later in the day, we had the same setup as pretty much the open, buying at 4, stop down at 3. The lows through here were also 3, but look at these candles right here, like just stacked together. That was, let's see, that was from 1242. So 1242, that was this stuff. So this was moving in the right direction. Did this close above the 10? Close. Okay, the 10 is at 12 cents. The close here is at 10 cents. So just barely didn't close above the 10. Close enough that you could just take that trade. That's one. It's like, okay, entry above, stop down here. That would have been a great setup for another buy at 4, stop down at 3, and that would have worked here. And that would work for a nice move, just like this one. Look for something similar, maybe a little bit less of a gain because we're so late in the day. So buy at 4, stop at 3, target is probably 8, double that option, 8, and that would have worked over here. Also rallies back up into some of these levels, back, taking out some of these levels that were below the 10, once we get above the 10 here. And then you had another opportunity later, buy at 4. It didn't work to hit a target here before it came back down to 4. So you had 2 opportunities to buy at 4, and that one really rallied late into the day. At that point, you're looking at 38.50, so you're moving from out of the money back into the money, getting up above this green line. This green line would have been the next target, so that would almost hit at 227. So the 227 was here, so almost hit there. Target probably would have been 10. So buy at 4, target up at 10, previous high, let's just get out at 10, previous high. Or if you see it didn't fill in this candle, that's when you want to move it out if you can do that quickly enough before it goes, because you can easily trail your stop up from 3 to probably 6, maybe even 7 or 8, probably 8 actually. and then move that target out from like 10 to 12. I wouldn't double the target at this point because it's already had a significant move and it only has 30 minutes left in the day. But if it has any opportunity to break out, you're going to see a big gain. But it can very quickly even start a reversal right here and knock you out. So if you can be quick with that and get that stop up to 8, expect to get stopped out at 8, which was your previous target on this trade. You know, if you're able to play that one. But if you can get a bigger gain out of that, you know, if it does have that move, like look at the size of this candle right here. This range was over 4, and all we did was move up a few bucks here. So, you know, a few points. So, you know, a very substantial move here because we're in the money. We got in when it was out of the money, but same setup from earlier. So some great opportunities bullish. Bearish, you know, you had something going on here when that RSI was kind of getting high, but it just kept moving that direction. You know, once we start getting below the 10 here, we put in a bull candle, we get that close below, so you could enter that at 1133. 1133, that was right here. So, you know, I'm looking at an option that, you know, I'm looking at the 3850. So this would have been buying at like 10, right? Yeah, buying at 10, stopping it down at 9, and just hold on to that for a move. Now, in this case, it moved quite a bit. 10 by 9 is one of my favorite setups. But if you're looking for something that has that risk a little bit smaller, let's see if you can be this far away. I don't know that you could be easily. Maybe this framed up better. So yeah, I guess this could have worked too. So what did I say? 1133. We're buying that. So getting in at 250, stop down at 150. That's a little more comfortable. And then look for a target of 450. That would have worked here too. So way to play it, both bullish and bearish, just looking for like a 2-hour move. 4 might have been a better target, just because that was the pivot there, or because you are going counter trend at this point. Just look to scalp. So get out, you know, get in at 250, get out at 350. Just look for an R, something like that. So there's a lot of ways to play this, but it all comes back to really seeing some setups on the 10 EMA. Get some other opportunities here with bull candles closing below the 10, and then some bear candles triggering them in. But then look for that to hold. Like the green line would have been the place to look for that to hold. It did break through a little bit here, chopped around for a little bit, put in some bull signals like this hammer, and then just some really small candles that look like really small hammers, and a bunch of them just kind of stacked together, finally started moving up again. That's what I see. Hope this helps. I'm going to try and hit the upload button so this works sooner rather than later. But thanks. This is Justin.